Welcome, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. In this episode, I'm going to guide a short practice on relaxed awareness. So, in a future video, I'm going to talk more about the benefits of cultivating what I'm terming here relaxed awareness. But I'll just say a little bit right now. And so, this is more or less a shamatha practice or a calm abiding meditation, where we emphasize resting with awareness as opposed to pushing the practice into sort of a narrow focus, right? So we can practice shamatha with a narrow focus, developing single pointedness that way, or we can develop single pointedness and awareness through more ease, through more relaxed awareness practice. So relaxed here doesn't mean we need to be relaxed, right? We might be agitated while we're practicing this or experiencing any other kind of emotion or felt experience. So it doesn't mean being relaxed. It means practicing in a relaxed way, right? So instead of pushing to hold awareness, we let ourselves ease back into awareness or rest on awareness. So there's different ways we approach this in the Tibetan Buddhist traditions, but I thought to just introduce that. So some of the benefits I'm going to talk about in a future video, but I think if you practice with me, you'll probably see some of the benefits right away. So go ahead and find a posture that's relaxed yet alert. If you're sitting in a chair, you want to be able to sit more towards the front of the chair, not leaning back, or you can sit cross-legged on the floor. And you're welcome to close your eyes if you want. You'll notice I leave my eyes mostly open. We could also practice half open, and the gaze is slightly down. If you tend to fall asleep in meditation, it's really helpful to open the eyes and actually raise the gaze a little bit. But for now, just letting the eyes rest naturally, gazing slightly downward. Just spend a moment generating a wholesome motivation for meditation, that we wish for ourselves and others to be happy and have the causes of happiness. So we're not just meditating for ourselves alone, but meditating so through our transformation, we can better serve others. Of course, for those of you who are already Dharma practitioners, we can develop the mind of bodhicitta here, the wish or aspiration for awakening for the benefit of others. This is why we're engaging in the practice today. So before we move into relaxed awareness without an object or support in the meditation, we'll just start with a support briefly. Just connecting with the breath, feeling the breath as you breathe in, feeling the sensation at the tip of the nose or the expansion of the lungs, abdomen. And as you breathe out, just letting yourself be with the out-breath, especially be with the gap between the out-breath, just at the end of the out-breath before you inhale again. We'll just practice that for a few moments. And as you connect to the breath, just connect with this very moment of life. Just encouraging yourself to be here and present as much as possible, but being gentle about that. Not being rigid or forceful. There's a lot of thought rumination. It's okay. Just let the thoughts arise and fall. Bring more attention to nowness through the breath. As you're paying attention to breathing, notice the part of your mind that can know that you're breathing. A sense of watchfulness, observation that's happening in the background. And we call this awareness, the mind that knows it's knowing something or can be watchful, observant. And in a moment, we're going to release attention to an object like the breath. We're just going to connect with this awareness in an easeful, relaxed way. So if you're having trouble connecting with that quality of mind, it's okay to just connect with raw attention. So just noticing you're paying attention to the breath at this point. But when we're with breath, we start to open up. We're not blocking our senses. We just notice sounds around us, sights, smells, tastes, sensations. We leave the gateways of our sense perceptions open. We don't block it. Open doesn't mean we have to pay attention to and deliberately label everything that's arising. It just means anything can arise and fall. And you know it, but you just let it come and go. A sound, a thought, sensation, something appearing in your field of vision. Now we just allow everything to be natural as it is, including the breath, and we rest in what's called open awareness. This is just the simplicity of being here and now, with the mind able to perceive everything. Just resting undistracted, allowing thoughts to arise and fall as best you can, and bringing the attention back to this present awareness when you do get carried away by thought rumination. So that's normal. It happens to all of us. Just notice thought rumination and you're back in aware nowness. The element of relaxed here means we're not forcing the practice, we're not pushing, we're just being with awareness of nowness, awareness of mind experiencing nowness in an undistracted way. So here, just noticing what kind of effort do you need to sustain this? We need some effort, but how do we sustain this with relaxed effort as well? We're not pushing, we're not fighting the thinking mind. Of course, you're always welcome to come back to the breath as a gentle reference point or object. See if you can just be with this openness, connected to nowness, connected to mind just experiencing what it experiences through the senses, through the thinking mind, without rejecting what's arising. We don't have to block anything, but also we're not getting caught up in it. So relaxed also implies we're relaxed with whatever wants to come and go through our experience. Of course, this is challenging. Just try your best for a few moments, minute or two at a time, and rest as you need. And so what you'll find over time in this practice is you develop a kind of stillness that doesn't mean it blocks everything. There can still be stillness when things are moving. Thoughts are rising and falling. Perceptions are coming and going. We can just know them in a raw way. That just means we don't have to get involved. We don't have to ruminate or think about them. You know they're happening, and that's enough. So again, this doesn't mean we're necessarily relaxed, though over time you will ground and settle more and more into the body if you practice this. But you may not be relaxed right now, and that's fine. But you're practicing in a relaxed way, not pushing, not trying to get anywhere, just being with experience, being with life, and being aware of that. There's a sense of knowing, there's a sense of watchfulness. Mainly of nowness, what's arising and falling in the now, in the present moment. So if you'd like to continue the practice, you can just pause the video or audio here and continue. And I highly recommend doing it in short moments, just sort of resting with nowness, aware of nowness, aware of mind knowing nowness. Just being with that for a minute or two, ease up, take a very short break, and then come back fresh. We develop this practice often in short moments, as it's harder to sustain for longer periods. But if you can, that's fine. But now, right before we close the practice, just taking a moment to appreciate the energy you brought today, the time you put aside to do this with me. Appreciating the practice doesn't mean necessarily how the practice went, whether it went good, whether we thought it went good, or we thought it went bad, or so-so. Doesn't matter. What matters is that we showed up, we put energy and time into it, we put our best effort. So just appreciating that, being thankful of that, taking joy in that. And if you'd like, we dedicate the energy of this accumulation we've connected with through practicing, we dedicate it for the benefit of all beings, that they may know their true nature and be free. Okay, my friends, well, thanks so much for joining me for this practice. I hope it was helpful for you. And as I said, in the next video, I'm going to talk about the benefits of relaxed awareness practice and approaching life with that, and how it can serve as a tool to also help us get unstuck if we become stagnant in our meditation or we're struggling a lot with it lately. And so in my ongoing series on how to get unstuck, we're going to use this practice and the idea of relaxed awareness as a way to get unstuck. So thanks so much, and hope to see you soon.